But what um what are your recommendations for the younger generation? Would you try to motivate them to come in? I mean, seeing that your journey, you've obviously enjoyed your journey. You have a passion for what you're doing. What will be your
Well,
recommendation?
not every day.
Not every day. I know, but you're at a comfortable space right now, obviously, right?
Definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
What would be your recommendation for the younger generation? Would you tell them to come in?
Definitely. I mean, you have to love cars to be working on cars.
Well, yeah,
But
a lot of them love cars. Remember, it all starts out with doing the what do they call it now, the 360 and donuting in the car in the parking lot and all those guys, right? Some of those guys can work on cars, believe it or not. But
yeah, but you have to have some passion to be in the automotive industry if you're going to work. And maybe you got to lower those expectations of being. For me, I remember the expectations where I see people making a lot of money right away. You come into this trade, you're making lots of money.
yeah.
That was kind of, I liked cars and I liked money. So it was perfect to start right away.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you did make money at the beginning right away. But today, now it's not, you're not making the money you used to.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're coming in young, you have to be able to want to learn, because getting stuck on some type of problem for a whole day.
Yeah.
And you know what? I remember doing this when I was younger and I could get done in a few hours. You're moving on to the next project. And you know what? You'll feel better when you were able to fix it in a relatively good time than I can't fix it. You get somebody else to come over. So getting as much knowledge as you can, I think, is the most important part when you're starting out.
Yeah.
Instead of, okay, let me do the oil change, let me do this tire swap, and then you see a guy with a problem, but you don't go over and look at it or see
Mm-hmm.
what's happening.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, hey, let me help, but maybe asking the questions on what or why he's doing it
Yeah.
to get that knowledge, so that
Yeah.
when the time comes, you have some of that experience.
And
Because
yeah,
yeah, I see it's changing.
you're obviously right. You're 100% correct. I remember years back. Remember back then, I'm not as old as you, but I still have some memory, right? Because you back then you had specialization. You had the guy who worked on the air conditioning. Then you have the guy who worked on starters and alternators. Then you have the guy who does
Yeah.
um wheel alignment.
Chassis or
Yeah,
yeah.
right. The wheel alignment. Now we have master technician who should know everything. However,
Yeah.
back to a story about a guy who was just doing auto AC. That's all he did. Evaporator cores, condensers, starters, alternators. That was his thing. And I turned to him, I looked at him and said, yo, why not learn the other stuff? Back then they used to rebuild engines. You take an engine down, you take out the block, and then you bore and you go 50 millimeter, 20 millimeter, or you re-sleeve and you have your main bearings, conrod bearings, the connecting rod, and then you push rods and all it, and you rebuild with the thrust washer and your overall kit. That was real mechanic work back then. They don't make engines like
Yeah.
like they used to, because those engines were made of iron, cast iron. Now they're all aluminum, right? My gosh, if the temperature probably goes to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, those engines will probably blow up and melt right now. But the point I'm making,
Yeah, they're disposable.
yeah, they don't make them like they used to. And I asked this guy, I said, yo, why not learn all these things? Say he can't be bothered. He's comfortable doing his AC work, whatever, whatever, whatever. You fast forward 5 years later, and the the system changed of how the evaporator core condensers and everything was made up, right? When they changed from R12 to R134, they started to make
Yes.
they started to make it a lot efficient in how the air conditioned operates, right? And then this guy found that he was not getting as much work as that was coming in. And then he
Yeah.
turned to me and said, many years after, I saw him at a party or whatever, and he looked at me and he said, he should have taken your advice. He should have learned mechanics. He should have learned to change even a disc pad. That's how bad it was, just to change a regular disc pad, right? So you have to be able to adapt. And one of the things I admired about mechanics, especially the ones who cooperate with each other, and then there's a brotherhood in the shop. They're not afraid to help each other out. You know, you have 20 years experience, you know what it is. You will come over and you will assist the guys in, diagnosing and say, okay, try this way, try that way. This is the right tool to use, and so forth. So there is a brotherhood of learning all these things. And it has to start with the individual. You have to be willing to learn, and you have to have a passion for it. I'm just rambling and going on and on, but I get what you're saying.
There's no way that you'll be able to do everything yourself. There's always going to be a situation where you need somebody to give you a hand or hold this or do something. So even sometimes you're staring at the problem and you can't see it. You have to take a step back and somebody can come over and, oh, it's right here. It takes 2 seconds, and it was staring at you in the face.
Yeah.
So it does happen where you need to work together.
Yeah.
I realize it's flat rate, and it's really hard for the system for you to give up your time for somebody else to make money. But maybe it's been ingrained when I was in a union shop of working together has always been more beneficial for everyone than making the most hours, right?
Yeah. It is that way. Or you have the passionate guy who he can't solve the problem and he goes home and he sleeps on it, and then he comes back in early in the morning. As soon as you turn up, he's alone in the garage because the shop opens at 8, but he's there from 6. Right? He's there from 6 working on the car because he said, he was doing something wrong and he wants to get over it. But those individuals, they are rare, such as yourself, who have been in it, who can explain exactly what is going on. And kudos to you, man. We have to
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we have to honor and respect the work that you do, and individuals such as yourself who know what it is, right, to get the work done. But I'm going to close off because I don't want to be holding you here and rambling too much and going on and on and on. I'm sure you have the family to attend to, and a nice steak dinner maybe. But Attillio, I wanna thank you very much for sharing your story with us, and it has been a pleasure, taking us through your journey. And I hope to.
No, thank you. This was a lot of fun.
I'm sorry, could you repeat?
I said, no, thank you very much. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was, it's nice to be able to share experiences with someone else who enjoys them too.
Yeah, I do. I have a passion for the auto industry, as you may find out, right? It's not all that bad. It's not all that bad. But again, I thank you, Attillio. I look forward to bringing you back, because I'm sure you may have many more adventures to share with us, especially now that you're on a new path.
I think I forgot the words when I remember.
It is what it is. But get the word out if you know of anyone of your colleagues who would like to come and share their story. My channel is open to sit down and listen, and it's a way to the world to see and understand exactly what we're doing and your contribution to our industry.
No, thank you very much. That was great. I will definitely get the word out, and more people we have, the merrier. And hopefully it can shape a newer generation coming in and give them the knowledge to move forward.
Yes. I'm actually going to bring someone next week. Hopefully I can time down a mechanic from Jamaica who actually came into the system. He had to do the red seal. He applied, did the red seal, and started, and he's now working at a dealership full-time here. So I want him to share his story and let persons know the journey for those who want to travel the same path as he did.
Cool. Very interesting.
Yes. So we look forward. Okay. Thank you again. And it has been a pleasure. So do have yourself a good night.
You too. Thank you very much.
Okay. Peace.